Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to install these Artec Industries lower control arm mounts at the axle for a JK. Now here's the reason why I'm getting some new ones. This past about 2 weeks ago, we're doing a little shakedown run at Uwari, and the Jeep took a good hit. Landed, bumped it up, and landed on the passenger side tire. It popped a bead. I'll show you guys some pictures. It popped a bead on the tire, and it ripped the control arm bracket at the frame, and it bent the bracket off on the axle.
Here's a picture of when it happened. It popped the bead there on the front passenger side. Here you see the upper control arm mount at the frame side. There's two welds that actually broke off. One goes on the bottom of the frame rail, and the other one goes on the inside of the frame rail. There's the bottom side view, the weld that broke off. Here's a picture right underneath the Jeep there. You can't really tell from this picture, but the real bent part of the lower control arm mount is on the inside of the Jeep, towards the inside, the middle of the Jeep. That's where you can really see the bent part of the control arm bracket.
Now, let me show you the difference between the stock control arm mounts versus the Artec Industries one. Now, keep in mind, we had to bend these off to get the grinder off, but just picture that this is bent straight like this, right? And it goes to the axle tube. Alright, now the stock control arm bracket is made out of 1/8 inch steel. Alright, now this right here is I believe this is an Off-Road Evolution or Synergy lower control arm skid. And all it does is it protects your control arm from being bashed around, and if you think about it, it also reinforces the control arm bracket. Now remember, the bracket's 1/8 inch, and the control arm skid is 3/16 inch thick. Alright, now even with this reinforcement, the bracket was able to bend significantly enough so you can see the difference with the axle being centered underneath your Jeep.
Now, with that being said, just remember, if you have a TJ, XJ, YJ, those lower control arm brackets at the axle tube are even thinner than the JK. So remember, mine bent with the lower control arm skid to reinforce it. That's why I see a lot of those control arms that are bent, because they're even thinner material. So it's something to look out for all you guys.
So now Artec Industries here, what they did is, this is one solid piece of not 1/8, not 3/16, but 1/4 inch thick steel here. Alright, it's very easy. You cut off the old bracket off, shine it up, and all you're doing is you're aligning this this flat part right here to flush on the same plane as the coil spring perch, right? So just about that right there.
Now the next measuring that I left out was, it will be 1/2 inch between the inside of the lower control arm bracket and the outside of the coil bucket.
Alright, and right before I attack this other one here, now the only reason why I took the axle out from underneath the Jeep is because we're currently doing a long arm in the front. You got to cut off a bunch of brackets, and it would just be easier to take the axle off. You could install these with the axle still mounted to the Jeep. Obviously you'd be on your back and stuff like that, but so it's really up to you how you install them, whether it be on the Jeep or off it. And if you are not that confident in welding overhead, then you could do it this way as well. I'm just taking the advantage of doing it this way because, I mean, anything flat welding is a lot easier. All right. Alright guys, well, burned in pretty good. Had to take the some BBs here that I couldn't get off with the chipping hammer or the chisel there, but they are welded on there. Huge difference. Alright guys, so the control arms are welded on. For those of you guys that want to know what kind of wire I use or whatever, I use 035 Lincoln Outer Shield 71M. That's dual shielded flux core, and I use the Lincoln PowerMig 210MP. You guys see me weld the some of the other projects that I have. But thanks for watching. Hopefully this video will help you guys in deciding what brand you want to go with and how to install them. So like the channel, subscribe to the channel for any more upgrades that I'm doing on Nina here to get ready for the BF Goodrich 36 hours of Uwari.